If you're a parent, you know the sound, that sudden shriek that can cut through any moment of peace and just, instantly send your stress levels through the roof. I'm talking about the sound of your kids fighting. But today, we are going to look at this whole thing through a completely new and honestly game-changing lens.
Oh yeah, that sound. It's basically the soundtrack for so many of us, right? The crash, the yelling, the immediate demand for you to be the judge and jury. It feels awful. It feels like you're failing, like you're raising kids who just can't get along. But what if that feeling is totally wrong?
Okay, let's put a number on this. A whopping 80% of children have siblings. Think about that. That means for the vast majority of families out there, this kind of conflict isn't some weird exception. It is a totally normal, built-in feature of growing up. So first things first, you are not alone in this, not even close.
And here's where we flip the script. What if we've been looking at these daily battles all wrong? What if these arguments, the ones that drive us absolutely bonkers, are actually a gift? Seriously. Research suggests that when we handle them the right way, these fights are one of the most powerful tools we have for raising smart, capable, and successful humans. Let's unwrap this thing. So before we can really appreciate the gift, we have to understand the battlefield. Why are our living rooms so often ground zero for these blowups? Well, it turns out there's a really important reason for all the chaos, and it's not just to test our sanity.
It all comes down to this one key idea: differentiation. Your kids aren't just fighting over a toy, they are in a high-stakes laboratory, running nonstop experiments about who they are. They're testing social dynamics, power, negotiation, all to figure out who am I and where do I fit. They're literally building their own identity in relation to the person they spend the most time with. It's messy, but it's crucial work.
Okay, so if this is some big, important developmental process, what's the actual payoff? What skills are they really forging in the heat of an argument over who gets the last cookie? Well, it turns out they're learning pretty much all the important life skills. Yeah, look at this. Underneath all that yelling, they're secretly getting a masterclass in how to be a person. They're learning to name big emotions like frustration and jealousy. They're learning how to read social cues, how to solve problems on the fly, how to negotiate, and maybe the biggest one of all, how to see the world from someone else's point of view. You see a fight? They're in a training simulation for life. So here's the billion-dollar question. If our kids are the players in this training game, what's our role? Most of us, we instinctively grab that black and white striped shirt and become the referee. But that is the biggest mistake we can make. It's time for a major, game-changing mindset shift. Let's look at the old playbook just so we know what to throw out. Playing judge and deciding who's right, all that does is teach one kid to tattle and the other to resent you. Telling them to just work it out before they have the skills, that's like throwing them in a pool and telling them to swim. And of course, letting things get physical is an absolute no-go. These common moves actually stop the learning cold. The difference here is just night and day. A referee's only goal is to stop the noise, right now. They jump in, impose a solution, and the fight is over for about 5 minutes. But the coach has a long-term vision. They observe, they validate feelings for everyone, and then they guide the kids to find their own solution. One stops a fight, the other teaches skills for life. All right, so you're ready to trade in that referee's whistle for a coach's clipboard. Awesome. Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the practical, actionable strategies you can literally start using today. This is your new playbook. First things first, every great team needs a few simple ground rules, and these have to apply to everyone. Yep, that means you too. These aren't about punishment. They're about creating a safe space where conflict can happen respectfully. This is the foundation you build everything else on.
Now for the in-the-moment play. Just remember the word coach. C, calm yourself first. This is non-negotiable. You can't put out a fire if you're on fire too. O, observe. Don't just charge in. Get the lay of the land. A, acknowledge everyone's feelings. Wow, you sound really mad. And you look really frustrated. This shows you're on their team. C, coach. Ask guiding questions like, what's another way you could say that? And finally, H, highlight what they did well. Catch them in the act of trying. I really liked how you listened to your sister right there. That's how you reinforce the good stuff. But what if I told you one of the best coaching strategies is actually proactive? Think about it. A lot of sibling fights are really about a competition for a scarce resource, your attention. This simple habit, just 10 minutes a day of totally focused, phone down, one-on-one time with each kid,
fills up their attention bucket. And when their bucket is full, they have way less need to fight for a few drops. This one is a total game changer.
Okay, and we have to make this crystal clear. While most sibling conflict is healthy, sometimes it crosses a line into bullying. And bullying is not a gift. It's harmful and it needs a totally different response. You have to look for these patterns. Is one child always the target? Is there a real power imbalance? If you see this, your job isn't to be a coach, it's to step in and protect the child who is vulnerable. So let's just zoom out for a second. Why does all this matter so much? Why bother shifting from referee to coach? Because honestly, this isn't just about having a more peaceful house for the next few years. This is about the kind of adults you are sending out into the world. And this is the amazing payoff. Every single time you coach them through a fight, instead of just shutting it down, you're making a long-term investment. You're not just raising siblings who get along better, you are actively building future adults who are emotionally intelligent, who are confident problem solvers, and who are empathetic readers. This is huge. So we'll end with this. Your home is a training ground. There is no way around that. Your children are learning from every single thing that happens. So the only real question is, what are you training them for? Are you training them for a quick temporary ceasefire? Or are you training them for a lifetime of success and healthy relationships? The choice is yours.